Hey, what's up? This is David King from davidbking.com. This is Henry Ford's lake on his estate, on his property. He had this man-made lake built when he lived here, and it's something just jumped there. It's off of it's near his property. You know, it's on his estate actually. But I wanted to make this video today from this place because this place, for me in my life, is an inspiring place to come and visit. And today I want to talk about motivation and inspiration. The reason I'm making this video is because I feel that this is kind of important, and I feel like a lot of people are missing the point when it comes to motivation and inspiration. And this is kind of just something I've learned in my life personally through life, business experience, and just living life. And I think that if you can kind of understand this message and what I'm sharing today, I think it can add a lot of value to your life and really help you find a better place of producing energy and creating great things in your life, which we all want to do that, I think, and we all have kind of a desire to be fulfilled and create greatness. So for me, motivation, it's kind of funny. Motivation is kind of like a pair of jumper cables. It's like if your vessel shuts down, if it's temporarily disabled, if it's temporarily doesn't have enough juice to get going, a pair of look at that in the sky right over Henry Ford Estate, a pair of jumper cables, or in this case motivation, is a good little zap to get you going. And I think it's kind of funny. I think I want to say it's Zig Ziglar that said something about motivation is whatever, that's why I recommend it daily, I don't know, something or other. And it, motivation to me is like I said, like a pair of jumper cables, right? So one thing that I find kind of interesting is if you look at sports, if you look at athletics, a lot of times before a game, before going into battle, before competing, a motivational speech is given, and that's, I think, kind of where the term motivational speech was probably coined, was through athletics, through sports. And if you look at sports in general, sports are competition based. It's team versus team, player versus player, so on and so forth. It's very ego driven, it's very dominant driven, it's very, I'm better than my opponent, my team is better than your team, I can run faster, I can jump higher, I'm stronger, etc. So I think what motivation was kind of founded upon, what motivation was created from, was a place of ego and dominance. Was a place of being better than someone else. And motivation was always external. It wasn't, there's no one that says, I'm going to get motivated to win this game. There's a coach with a motivational speech that gets them fired up, that gets their energy going. And I'm not saying there's something wrong with motivation. I'm just saying the way that it has been used and the way it was kind of created, from my understanding, was from a place of dominance and a place of ego. Whereas if you really understand inspiration, you understand that inspiration comes from well, first of all, the word inspiration means in spirit, I think in Greek it's entheos, I believe, which means it's in your spirit. And from your spirit comes the greatest source of energy that I think exists in your life. So if you're inspired, you're going to create something much more amazing than if you're motivated. So if I was motivated to create this video, let me give this as an example. If I was motivated to create this video about motivation, I would be fired up, I'd be excited, and there's nothing wrong with being fired up and excited, but it'd be very ego-driven, be, I'm the best motivator, rah, walk on fire, step on glass, and, toss small babies across a burning fire type of thing. It's very, very ego-driven. It's very, I'm the best, I'm the greatest, and I'm going to beat the opponent. And I think that's where the kind of error comes into play here. But if you think about inspiration, it comes from a place of source energy. It comes from a place of being true to yourself. It comes from a place of being authentic. It comes from a place of creating what you feel needs to be created, not what you know is going to give you the most ego-boosting status online or in the world. And I think that's where I think our world is shifting. I think on an individual level, I think if we start to shift and understand that to be inspired is to be coming from a place of pure positive energy, as opposed to being motivated may come from a place of ego, being better than, making more money than, having more higher status than blank, you know, whoever, whatever that blank may be, you fill it in your life. So I think inspiration comes from more of a place of spiritual energy, of spiritual creation, of much more connectedness and much more creativity, much more understanding and a better perception of things, whereas motivation kind of comes from a place of feeding and inflating the ego to be better than someone else. So I think personally, and I'll just share personally in my life, motivation is what started me. Motivation is, you know, I got motivated. I listened to motivational tapes, I watched motivational videos and all this kind of stuff. And motivation is great, and I still do watch motivational things. There's nothing wrong with motivation. But I think if you can use that motivation to feed your inspiration, to feed your creation, I think it's going to be much more powerful. Like 10 times more powerful than if you use motivation to create something solely from motivation. So use motivation as a channel to feed your spirit, to dig deeper, to connect to that pure positive place of source energy, to connect to love, to connect to happiness, to connect to the universe, God, whatever you want to connect to, so that you can create something amazing from a place that is from a deeper spot in yourself, that's more authentic, more raw, more truthful. Because when you share from that place, from that experience, from that wisdom of the universe, you're connecting to much more than yourself, and you're going to create something that has more of a legacy and lasts longer and has a bigger impact in a better way for you, for the planet, and for the world. So come from a place of inspiration, and I would recommend to get inspired daily. Try that out for a little bit. Get motivated once or twice a month, but get inspired every single day that you live, because that will feed everything you do on a much deeper and much more sustainable level. So this is David King from davidbking.com. Thanks so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. If you like it, please like it, favorite, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video or article. Take care and have a great day. Bye.